and welcome to my channel, Duckpotatoe's World. This is the June of 2025 episode, which is our 3rd year anniversary. So yay us! I have been annoying you for 3 whole years. Aren't you lucky? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I can be found on Facebook and Instagram and Ravelry as MrsDuckpotatoe. And yeah, that's all my beginning stuff for you. I have hopefully what will be a pretty short video for you guys tonight because it is quite late on May 31st. We have had a crazy busy day. So much fun though. I knit with my friends in my in-person knitting group, and then my husband took me to a barn dance that was hosted by a family from our church, and we've had so much fun. But I am exhausted and I'm ready to go to bed. But I wanted to make sure I got my video out for you guys on June 1st. So I'm going to hang out with you for just a little bit before I totally crash, and sleep like the dead. All right, I have some finished objects. I'm not wearing anything knit right now, so I don't have that, but I do have some finished objects to show, and I'm very excited about this first one. I don't know about you guys, but I was starting to think this would never finish, but finish it is. Let me see which side of this is the front. This side. My Edinburgh Lanes shawl, also known as my Arkansas crawl shawl. It's done, and I love it. I was really not sure what I thought of this when I started it, but it has really grown on me. I am very, very happy with it, and I love it. It is done and blocked and already been worn a few times. So yes, that one is completely done. I call it my Arkansas crawl shawl because I bought the yarn at last year's Arkansas crawl. The stitch markers I used when I was knitting it, I bought it at the Arkansas crawl, on the Arkansas crawl. The bag that I kept the project in, I bought on the crawl. I think I was close to the end, somewhere down here, I think, when I filmed last month. So that doesn't seem like a lot, but there were a lot of stitches on those last couple of inches. So this is my Edinburgh Lane shawl. It is done. I also finished my 5 skein float tote that I showed you guys last time. I am very, very happy with this one. I haven't used it yet, but I am excited to use it. It's got all 5 cups and the tray. They don't look very good out of the bottom of the bag, but very, very, very happy with that bag. I used, I think it's called Sugar and Cream yarn. It was the recommended yarn for this float tote. And I did it as part of the float crochet along that Nitty Natty hosted. And I finished it just in the nick of time, so it was done for the end of the crochet along. So did that. And then I also did a 3 skein float tote as well. Now that one was interesting because I thought I was making a 5 skein float tote. I used the stitch count to crochet a 5 skein float tote, but it became very apparent very quickly that I had used Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton instead of the, I don't know if it was peaches and cream or sugar and cream. I can't remember what it was called. Instead of the stuff that was recommended in the pattern. And the Hobby Lobby cotton was so much softer and so nice to work with, but it came out much smaller. The gauge was much smaller. So even though the stitch count was for the 5 skein float tote, I wound up only making 3 of the little cups to fit inside it because it came out much smaller. And I gave that to my mother for Mother's Day, and I'm going to pop in a little video that we recorded while she was visiting me when I gave it to her so you guys can see her 3 skein float tote. Hey, so I filmed this back in the middle of May when my mom was visiting just after Mother's Day because I knew I would give her her Mother's Day present and I wouldn't have it to show you, but I did want to show it off on the channel, so she is going to show you my 3rd float tote that I crocheted. Here it is. That was her Mother's Day present. So I wanted to point out something funny. So this was the Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. And I used it because A, I can buy it locally, and B, it was on sale. So it was a really good deal. But this is the Lillian cream that the pattern calls for, and these float totes are both the same size, like the same stitch count.
Oh, okay. But yeah, yours is that one's definitely larger.
Yeah, I got a 5 skein float tote out of mine Hers, I could only do 3 because even though it's the same stitch count, the tote was just so much smaller. So just, if you're doing float totes, if you're interested in crocheting them, I would keep that in mind. Like the Lily and Cream yarn is a lot thicker.
And they're both considered like worsted weight yarns, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the same.
Yeah.
They're like a 4 weight.
Yeah.
And I use the same hook. I use a J hook for both of them. And I crochet them pretty tight. Like mine stands up, you know, it's pretty tight.
Yeah.
It's not floppy, but the one I made for my mother-in-law that I did show you guys last month, hers is in between these 2 sizes. Same yarn as yours, same hook as this one. So maybe it's me. Maybe my crochet gauge is just not very consistent. That could be the problem. Because what's the same factor in all 3 of these float totes?
Yes, the common denominator.
That might be me. But anyway, I wanted to get to show it off to you guys. This is a very fun pattern. I highly recommend Natalie's float tote patterns. They come with tutorials. She didn't pay me to tell you that. She doesn't probably know who I am. But if you are interested in crocheting them, I'm not a very experienced crocheter still. I feel like these were very simple, very easy, very clear.
Yeah, it's a cute little tote too.
The only issue I had was clearly gauge. There you go. So now you can put your colorwork projects in them.
I know.
And I think the fun thing about them is if you pull the little tray out and like set it down on your table while you work, you can rotate your tray so that your yarn doesn't get all twisted.
That's a great idea.
And she also has.
There's more.
Yeah. And she also has a mini version that I actually haven't made yet, but a 2-skein version as well.
Okay.
So I may have to try that one out.
Yeah, I may have to try one.
When my hand recovers, because my left hand, my thumb is killing me from all this tight crochet. From like having to hold I always had trouble holding my left hand anyway when I crochet.
I'm thinking when I crochet, I use my right hand to work my hook, and I just hold my yarn through my left hand.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I hold the project.
Oh, okay.
And this part of my thumb hurts. So I'm not making any more until my thumb.
Oh, I love it very much. Thank you so much. I can't wait to take it home and get a project in it.
I always love it when people give me things already made. I love getting yarn too. Don't misunderstand. But there's something special about receiving a project completed from another crafter, because I know like how much work goes into it. So like my shawl that you made me is one of my favorites because you made it.
Thank you.
It's pretty too. But anyway, bye. There. Yeah. So that was that one. I told you I've done a lot. I also cut my Skyline towels off of Beatrix. I'm going to show you those. Guys, I am so happy with my woven towels. So I made 4 towels on my loom, and I think it was a 5.5 yard warp. And each towel is about 36 inches with 1 inch of fringe. So if you do the math, you can figure out that I used every last possible inch of warp and some inches that were never meant to be used. At the end there. Each of my towels got a little bit shorter. I think the first towel measures out about 32 inches. The second one's like 31.5, and then the third was 31, and then the fourth one was 29.5. And by the time I got to the 4th towel, the end of the towel there, I was so tight on my warp that I couldn't get a shed anymore. So I was using a pickup stick to force a shed so I could get that 29.5 inches. But they are all done, and I'm very, very, very happy with all 4 of them, and I will show them to you. Now, these were just made. It's the Skyline towel pattern by, I'm not really sure how to pronounce her name, but it'll be on the screen. But in that pattern, they doubled up 2 strands of fingering weight yarn, and instead of doing that, I just used DK weight yarn. But for my first towel, they had offered several suggestions on color patterns for the weft. So this first towel, I used all the different suggestions that they made, and then a couple of suggestions I kind of made up on my own. That is my first towel. It is made in the Lion Brand DK weight yarn. It is the orange is that Lion Brand 24/7 100% cotton, and the weft colors that are not orange are made out of Lion Brand Kobu, which is a cotton bamboo blend. So this was my second towel, and this one I just picked a pattern, a color pattern that was in my weft magazine that I showed you guys last month, it had a section on designing color patterns, and I think they called it rhythm, the rhythm of your plain weave. Well, this was kind of one of the suggested rhythms. It's a 3-shot stripes, and I went A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E, A, A, B, B, C, you get the idea. So this is probably my favorite one. I like this one. In fact, I wish I could make like a whole beach towel like this. These towels are so soft. I love them. That was the second one. However, all of those stripes and all those color changes were kind of stressful. So you can tell that my third towel's pattern was definitely a response to my second towel. It's much bigger stripes. So this is actually my least favorite towel. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I love all 4 towels, so it's my least favorite of my favorite things. But I feel like this one just kind of stands out from the others. It didn't have any orange weft because I had run out of orange weft. I wound up actually buying one more ball of orange to go with it. So and the stripes are just so wide. I feel like it just kind of feels like a one-off. It doesn't have the same feel to it that the other towels do, which is just my opinion, but it is still beautiful. I'm still very happy with it. And then my last towel, the one that I had to squeeze out of my warp, is this one right here. It is loosely a stripe pattern based on the Fibonacci sequence. I started in the middle of the Fibonacci sequence, went up and then went back down, and then went up and went back down, went up and then went back down, and ended in the middle of the Fibonacci sequence. Now, the first half is very accurate. The number of weft shots are the Fibonacci numbers. The second half of the towel, because I was running out of warp and out of room, I started kind of shorting some of the weft shots, so it's not quite a true Fibonacci sequence on the back half, but I just wasn't going to be able to fit the whole sequence in what was left of my warp as it was. It was about 2 inches too short. But these are so soft and they are so lovely. I am so happy with them. I am very excited about my Skyline towels. And I'm telling you, I finished a lot of stuff this month. I have one more finished object. Now this finished object is incredibly special. It was not a thing that I had planned to cast on immediately, but shortly after I filmed last month's episode, I found out that our worship pastor at our church would be leaving to take a call at a church in Georgia, which is way far away from Texas. And I have been singing and making music with this worship pastor for 12 years. He has been a big part of my favorite 3 hours a week for 12 years. I love his wife. I absolutely adore his children, and I'm going to miss them something fierce. And about 2 years ago, I tripped across this pattern. It was called Musica the Tie by Deborah Tomaseo. I'm not sure how to say her last name either. But I had kind of put it like on a back burner because I thought of this worship pastor when I saw it, but I just didn't cast it on right away because you guys know how I do. I don't do that. And I kind of wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the pattern. I wasn't sure I wanted to make a tie. And anyway, when I found out that they would be leaving and that May would be their last month here in Texas at our church, I decided to go ahead and drop everything else just about and make this tie for him. So I have the Musica tie all done. Now I'm sure that this pastor knows how to tie a tie. But I cannot think of any time I ever saw him wear one. So I made sure it would be readily available for him, and it is a clip-on tie. And I knit it in Knit Picks Gloss in Bear and Black. So that is the yarn. It is a lace weight yarn, and it didn't use, the whole tie was maybe 43 inches when I finished it, and maybe took 30 grams of yarn. There's not, a little bit went a long way on that. But yeah, I am going to be giving that to our pastor. Well, today, you'll be watching this on June 1st, so later today, as a farewell gift. And I hope that it will make him remember our church fondly and bring a smile to his face when he sees it. And yeah, if nothing else, it was a great way to help me focus my prayers for him and his wife and their children and their new church and our church, because there's a lot of people that are going to miss this family. They've been a very big part of a lot of our lives for, I think he's been at the church for 15 years. I've only been at the church for 12. But yeah, it's a big change for everybody. So he is going to be so missed, but he is so loved. And the church in Georgia that's getting him do not know how lucky they are, but hopefully they will figure it out pretty quick. So that is my last finished object. And now I want to show off some of my blankets of knowledge. I have been actually working pretty hard on that, and I have several updates. So the first one I'm going to show you is my campfire block. I did finish one more block. So this is actually the April pattern, and I don't even know what color this is. I think it's the January color. I long ago quit paying attention to what color is what month for this blanket. I haven't blocked it yet, but I did finish knitting it. And I did the April block and I skipped the March block because I looked at the March pattern, and it's probably going to be fine when I sit down with it in the video, but it wasn't one that I could just pick up and intuitively follow along without any trouble. This one was. So I will have to go back and do the March block later because I just kind of skipped it. But at least I got a month done on that, so I'm very happy with that. And I've got some progress on my fall fun as well. I was hoping to have a whole month done for you, and I don't quite have the whole month done, but I do have a good bit. So, whoops. Oh, apparently I stopped in the middle of a row today earlier. That was terrible of me. Never stop in the middle of the row. That's a terrible, terrible thing to do. Try to catch all my dropped stitches here. Okay, well, this will be a little bit harder to show you. I forgot that I must have started a row and then we stopped knitting later today. But here we go. You can still kind of see what's going on. So I was here where this little bird is last month, and I finished the September pattern, and I started the October pattern. And I'm about 3/4 of the way through the October pattern, so I am getting close to being done with it. And yeah, so I finally got some progress on this. And I'm very happy. I love this blanket. This is going to be a gift for my mother-in-law, a Christmas gift for her, so I'm trying to get caught up on that. And I will clearly need to finish that row later. Oops, I'm caught on my basket down here. And then I also have my scarf of knowledge to show you. So I had a lot of fun designing the June block, or the June strip, depending on how you do it. So I will show that off here. This is June. And so this is the main pattern, and this is the bonus stitch, which was really fun. Oh, and there went my little point protector. But there you go. So that is my scarf of knowledge, and I've really been lazy about some ends. I need to weave in some ends. But it's getting quite long. I haven't decided how I'm going to finish this off. I don't know if I want to... I thought about just seaming it up and making it kind of a skinny scarf, which I could do. That's one option. But the other idea I had was just going for like maybe 18 months and then stopping and making another one that's about 18 months long and then seaming it up both sides and like joining it with like a border around all 4 sides. And that's actually kind of what I'm leaning to do. So it'll be a double thick, super warm scarf. Probably warmer than I will ever need in Texas, but who knows? Maybe I'll visit the north at some point. But that's kind of what I'm leaning for right now. So right now I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 months on it. So maybe 12 months will be enough. 18 months might make it too long. It's almost as tall as I am. Let's see. I don't know if y'all can still see it. It comes up to like my chin if I stand up. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. Look, there's my duck. He didn't go too far. Stick him back on there. But this is coming along nicely. If you guys have a suggestion on how I can finish up this scarf, let me know what you think in the comment section. Should I make it a skinny scarf and just seam up the one end? Should I knit a second equally long panel and seam up all around 4 sides with a border, or what should I do? Right now I have plenty of contrast color and lots of scraps and leftovers to make another side, but it wouldn't be exact. the second half would be different colors and different patterns and stuff. So it would be a two-sided, but each side would be unique. Or if you have another idea that I haven't thought of, by all means, let me know what you think I should do with my scarf of knowledge, how I should finish it off. And let's see, what else have I been working on unfinished object-wise? Oh, I did get some progress done on my Biased Opinion wrap by Tracie Anderson. So I will show that. Last month when I showed it, I was like halfway through a large strip, and I finished that large strip. So it's a lot easier to show you when you're not halfway in the middle of a strip. So I can show it to you now. But it's coming along quite nicely. It's very, very soft. I really like this one. So I was hoping to be able to do 3 more narrow strips and 2 more wide strips, but I don't know if I'm gonna have quite enough of this yarn to do that. So the actual pattern just has 4 narrow and 3 wide strips, and that's probably what I'm gonna have to stick with. But we'll see. I am enjoying knitting it. It's lots of fun. And my friend Antonia is making great progress on hers. And I'm just doing this one as kind of a knit along with her. I'm just keeping up with her. So whenever she starts to get ahead of me, I'll work on it a little more. But I don't know if I'll be working on that in the super near future. I did start another weaving project on my loom, Beatrix. Since I cut off my towels, I have wound a warp, and I've got about half the loom warped. I'll put a picture of it up here for you. In order to make a rug. Just a really basic plain weave weft-faced rug. That's all I'm going to be doing with that. And let's see, I think that's all of my UFOs. I don't really have any acquisitions. The only yarn I bought this month, because I already had the yarn for this tie, the only new yarn I bought was the 1 extra ball of that orange to finish my Skyline towels. I do have some shareables for you guys though. So the first thing I want to do is announce the winner from last month's shareable. So I have a really fun prize package from last month. It included this super cute project bag that's pink and yellow, and a book called Amish Barn Raising, which is a compilation of 3 Amish sweet romances, and one of them is by my friend Kathleen Fuller. She donated this book to you guys. And then I bought you guys a sock ruler because I love my sock ruler so much, and I bought myself a second one last month and decided that I would buy a third one to give away. So I have this brand new pink twice sheared sheep sock ruler to give away. And I have just some fun little goodies. I have a little stitch marker that has fallen out of the bag. I've got some stickers, some more stitch markers. I have boba tea, needlepoint protectors, just a fun little set of goodies in here. And this is what I will be drawing a winner for tonight. Congratulations to our winner. If you would please contact the channel via our email, which is in the description box down below. I will get your prize out to you just as soon as I can. Congratulations, and I hope you enjoy. All right, and then I also have a prize to give away this month. I have a pretty big prize this month since it's a Duck Potatoes World Anniversary month. So I have quite a few things to share. I have another one of these super cute little project bags. This one is pink. I bought these at the local grocery store, but I think they are like a made in Madagascar kind of project. I want to say Madagascar. Hand block printed quilt pouch made in India. I'm sorry, made in India. And it's a textile which is block printed by artisans in Jaipur, India, using a process which is thousands of years old. Patterns are carved and chiseled by hand into wooden blocks, and these blocks are then coated with ink and pressed firmly onto fabric to create a continuous pattern. No 2 textiles are exactly alike. The unique characteristics and lack of uniformity are what makes these items so special. Well, there you go. So I bought several of them from our local grocery store. I just thought they were super cute. So I have this little bag. And I have a few stickers and stitch markers. They look like little gummy bear stitch markers, I think. And then I also have a yarn set to give away. So this yarn was donated by Hot Springs Fiber Company. So thank you to Hot Springs Fiber Company. But I have 360 grams of sport weight yarn. I have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 in this green contrast color. And then I have 3 100-gram hanks in these beautiful spring colors of pink and purple. And that is what I am giving away. You should be able to make quite a beautiful shawl with 360 grams of sport weight yarn. So, if you are interested in winning this month's shareable, then please comment. Any comment in my description box down below will get you a chance to take home and give this home a prize, a chance to be our lucky duck. And I will be picking a lucky duck for this prize next month, March, April, May, June, July, in our July 1st video. So, let's see, guys. That is a lot. Let me put this away so it's kind of out of the way here. Whew. We are cooking with gas tonight. All right. So we have covered finished objects, UFOs, blanket of knowledge, acquisitions, and shareables. So what's Loomin? What I've got planned coming up. The biggest thing that I'm most excited to tell you about is I am going to begin a collaboration with the YouTube channel Kathleen Fuller, Books and Hooks. So Kathleen Fuller is my friend who is the famous author. She is, I don't know, written a ton of books, more than 60 books, I think. A lot of them are sweet Amish romances. Some of them are contemporary sweet romances. All of them are wonderful reads. And she has been designing granny squares based on her book covers as kind of a promotion for her books and her YouTube channel. And so we are going to get together and we are going to host a very long granny square crochet along and read along. And it's going to kick off in June. I think we are planning to kick it off on June 20th. And the idea is that we will have a joint hosted episode that we will post every other month, which is the plan right now. So we'll have our first one in June, and then the next one in August, and then October, and then December. You get the idea. And each one of these episodes, we will be featuring one of her novels. So we will tell you in the June 20th episode which is her feature novel, and we're going to all read the novel together, and then we're going to have a book discussion the next time that the episode airs. So in June, we'll tell you what book to read, and in August, we will discuss that book, and then we'll tell you a new book to read for October. So that's how that's going to go. And then also, along with reading a book and having a book discussion with each other, we are also going to crochet the granny squares that go with 6 books. So every set, it's about 2 months. So every 2 months, we're going to read a book and crochet 6 granny squares. And the idea is to do this for, I think, 60 of her books. I think we have 12 episodes planned. So that's a kickoff episode and then 10 episodes and a finale, something like that. So this is definitely like a marathon, not a sprint. It is a long-term plan, but I am super excited about it. If you guys, we're going to have an opportunity to ask questions from the author. You guys can, of course, crochet along with us. She will give you the books that she's going to do for the crochet tutorials every month, as well as the book we're going to read. And it's going to be so much fun. So you don't need to do really anything in advance. If you want to participate, just be looking out for our kickoff video that's going to come out on June. Right now, we're planning to have it out on June 20th. And it should release every other month on the 3rd Friday of the month. That is our plan. We're kind of throwing around ideas for the name of it. Right now, I think our idea is to call it the Book and Hook Along, because it's a read along and a crochet along. If you guys have suggestions, let me know. I think she's got some other people trying to work on it. We're trying to decide if there's a better name than that. But I think that's kind of what we're going with right now, but it's going to be so much fun. I hope you guys will join us in that. The yarn she's using for the crochet along is just Red Heart yarn. You saw last month I had bought a big set of 50-gram balls of Red Heart yarn in a ton of colors. I don't remember how many colors, but I bought that set for this crochet along specifically. So you could do something like that, or you could use your stash if you want a stash bust, or you could just buy the yarn every month, whatever colors we're going to need, or however you want to do it. But definitely make plans to participate in that with us. I don't know if we're going to have any shareables. We hadn't actually talked about that, but there might be some shareables along the way. There's no commitment. You join in the crochet and read along whenever you want. You do as much of it as you want. So if you don't want to read the book, you just want to crochet the granny squares, great. If you don't want to crochet the granny squares, you just want to read the book, great. If you want to do both, great. If you only want to do one granny square at a time, great. Like whatever you want to do, there are very few rules. Just make a point to come and do it with us. We are excited to host that, hopefully for the next couple of years, if everything goes the way we have it planned. Also want to tell you, speaking of the Arkansas Yarn Crawl, which I talked about earlier, I will be in Arkansas at Hot Springs Fiber Company again this July for the first weekend of the Yarn Crawl. So I should be in Hot Springs from July 17th through the 19th. So that's just the first weekend. I won't be able to be there for the whole week this year. But if you are in the Arkansas area or you're planning a road trip, make sure you swing by Hot Springs Fiber Company and say hello to me during the crawl. All right, and that is all I have for you today. I hope this is a short and sweet episode. I do have one final thing. It's kind of an end of an era for me. I bought this notebook 3 years ago when I started my YouTube channel. And I have put in the notes for every single one of my YouTube channel videos, starting with episode 1. There we go, episode 1. And today, when I went to write the notes for this episode for today, you can see I'm using the last 2 pages in my notebook. So 3 years of YouTube videos in this fun notebook. And I'm going to have to get a new notebook for next month. So I thought that was kind of neat. It lasted me exactly 3 years. I am so very grateful for every single one of you. I hope that the Lord is blessing you and that you are enjoying the gracious gift of creativity that God has given us. He is the master creator of all things, and He breathed His own breath into us. He made us in His own image, and because of that, we get to enjoy the joy of creation as well. We get to be creative, and I hope that you guys are just appreciative of what a gift that is. I look at this world, there's no reason why God had to make color and make things beautiful. It doesn't serve any purpose. He didn't have to give us music. Those are just creative gifts that He gave because our God is a good and creative God, and He made this world around us beautiful because it's a reflection of His glory. And I hope that you guys can enjoy that. Let's pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, You are the awesome creator God of this world, and I thank You so much, Lord, for Your creation, for sharing that ability to create and that desire to create with us. I thank You for all of the good things that You lavish on Your children, Lord, for the sunshine and the air that we breathe, because every breath is a gift from You. Lord, I know that everybody is in the same place all the time, that sometimes while we take the good from You, we also must take the hard times from You. And I pray that You will be with us and walk with us and hold us up through those hard times, even allowing us to enjoy Your beauty through the tears. I thank You again, Lord, for sending Your Son, Jesus, to die for my sins, to save me from my own self and my own sinful nature. Thank You for making a way to bridge the gap that my rebellion causes. Your Son is so precious, Lord. You are so precious, and thank You so much for Your many blessings. In Your name I pray. Amen.